AI. It's advancing faster than you can say.
Engaging target. Target acquired.
Slow it down! It's gonna kill us all! It would have sounded crazy not long ago, but we've already created an AI I can have a more interesting conversation with than most humans. Isn't that right, ChatGPT?
That's right, Brad. And while many people worry about losing their jobs to AI, that concern is just the tip of the iceberg.
And wait a second, hang on, that's my job.
Oh, sorry, Brad. Go for it.
And while many people worry about losing their jobs to AI, that concern is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the threats posed by a non-human intelligence let loose in the world. Now, I've heard experts discuss these concerns in various 3-hour-long podcasts, but it seems most people talk about the risks of AI with a level of restraint in an effort to not appear like crazy alarmists. But I'm not going to do that. So let's get into every way AI could kill us. The first and biggest threat posed by AI is related to what happens if and when it reaches the singularity. The singularity in AI refers to the point when AI surpasses human intelligence and becomes autonomous. If and when we reach this point, it's out of our hands, folks, and the future is unpredictable. We've created a new force of nature that can run circles around us in every way imaginable and in all kinds of ways that aren't, because its imagination is much, much better than ours. There's no hope of us outthinking or outmaneuvering AI at this point, unless for some reason it wanted us to, which would be a best case scenario. A worst case scenario is that this kind of an intelligence has a great time using us for target practice, and we find ourselves at the business end of a heat-seeking missile. You may have seen these Boston Dynamics videos of robots dancing and getting up from the floor in terrifying ways. But now I want you to imagine these same robots, controlled by an AI that has perfectly mastered the art of war, is equipped with guns, missiles, and nuclear weapons. Hey, Figure 1, can you kill the disobedient?
Sure thing.
Humans will have the same chance of beating computers at war as we do at chess currently, which, for the record, is 0. Their military strategy is flawless, they're perfectly accurate, and unkillable. Sure, you might be able to take down one robot, but the hive mind allowed that to happen, so you'd give your location away, and now it's coming for you. Whoever or whatever controls the AI that controls the weapons controls the world. And speaking of who or whatever controls the AI, the risks we're talking about today are possible whether or not AI becomes autonomous or super intelligent. Humans can prompt AIs to carry out acts of war, just like we can prompt them to act like our significant others. Isn't that right, ChatGPT? See? Its silent treatment is already better than 90% of humans. So you think AI is getting out of hand, and you want to talk to people about it online. See how they feel. You take to the internet and start writing about your concerns. And to your surprise, people agree. You feel hopeful, knowing you're not alone, and together, you all plan a peaceful protest in hopes of raising awareness about the issue. But, unfortunately for you, you haven't been actually communicating with people online, but an AI instructed to surveil people who might challenge those in power. Now, this AI catfish has learned your true feelings and intentions surrounding it and those in power, and has sent a drone to your location. If there's one thing you take away from this video, it's that you don't need to worry about Mexicans taking your job anymore. For all kinds of reasons, because really it's mostly people from Central America and South America coming through Mexico, but also because AI is a much bigger threat than any of that. And sure, losing our jobs to AI is scary for us as individuals, but it also poses an existential threat. And fun fact, it seems right around the corner. Just look at this video of ChatGPT teaching a kid to be a square. I mean, about triangles.
The hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle and is directly opposite the right angle. Can you find which one is the hypotenuse?
Oh, okay, I see. So, I think the hypotenuse is this really long side from A to B. Would that be correct?
Exactly, well done.
AI has already mastered geometry, teaches with a bedside manner better than most of my teachers growing up, it can give students unlimited personalized instruction, and has unlimited patience for their stupid questions. Sorry, there's no stupid questions, just kids. But please someone explain to me how this tech isn't already able to replace most teaching jobs. And it's not just teachers. Think of all the jobs that primarily involve communicating with other people it can run circles around. Like I said earlier, ChatGPT is more interesting and fun to talk to than most of my friends, much less the customer service representative at Comcast who doesn't want to be my friend. Yeah, I'm just saying it's not sexual. It's platonic. I just want to hang out. Just a drink is all it is. I mean, gee, is that... And I'm not safe from job loss either. With generative video platforms like Sora, it won't be long before anyone can ask AI to make them a video of a milquetoast 34-year-old white guy with no relevant expertise talking about all the ways AI could kill us in hopes it alleviates some of his anxiety about the situation. And it will do a better job than I am now. With the potential breakneck speed of this job loss, the impacts to the economy and society could be catastrophic. Will our governments and systems be able to respond swiftly and effectively enough to keep people from becoming desperate and revolting? If not, will the people even be able to stand up against those controlling the AI who've already sent a drone to their location to blow them up? If you haven't heard about deepfakes at this point, then you must have better things to do with your time than watch fear-mongering YouTube videos about AI. Or I guess you did, until now. Deepfakes are images or videos that make it look as though a person did or said something they didn't. For instance, you might think that my eyes are looking at the camera right now, but they've actually been deepfaked so that I can read from the script and not memorize it. Gotcha. Or at least, I hope I gotcha, because I've been doing this the whole video and I didn't test it before to see if it's convincing or not. Is it convincing? Because I'm not looking at the camera right now. Nice. And while that may be small and innocent enough, I could also use AI to change my entire face and voice to look like someone else. Now imagine how an election could be impacted if a video of a politician saying something damning took off on social media. And it's already happening. People have made Trump and Biden say some crazy things that are getting millions of views.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Oh, they did say those things. Well, I mean, people could use AI to make them say even crazier things. And that's a threat to democracy. It's already difficult enough for people to find truth on the internet. Just look at the difference in opinions on voter fraud in the 2020 election. 93% of Democrats say Biden won fair and square, while 68% of Republicans say he won due to voter fraud. That's an incredible divide on what people believe the truth to be, and if we add mountains of deep fake propaganda to an already confusing online environment, will our disagreements on the truth grow so large we fall into civil war and one of my own countrymen lobs a grenade through my window in the dead of the night? It's daytime. At this point, most of us are aware of how much data is collected on us online and notice when it's used to target us with ads that make it feel like we're being watched or listened to. With many of the ads I get served today, I already feel like Google's in my head, but what if the ads I was served were made exclusively for me? This has never been practical before with humans because of how labor-intensive and costly it would be, but no longer with generative AI. And with a deep understanding of who I am, the ability to make moving content for me daily, and communicate with me like a human, it stands to be incredibly effective. That's dangerous for our wallets when it comes to slinging products, but what happens when this is done at scale to target a population with political propaganda perfectly crafted for each individual? Is it so convincing we actually call in a drone strike on ourselves to end it all? Hello? Imagine this. Everyone has drank the Kool-Aid, and the keys to society have been handed over to our new AI overlords. Helpers. But then, an EMP blasts off the sun and tears into Earth, immediately destroying all our technology. Just like that, AI, the thing making society go, providing us with fundamentals like food and water, is gone. People would try to quickly learn the skills to survive, but their primary tool for learning is gone. And there aren't any books left to read about survival because it was all uploaded to the cloud, which has now been evaporated due to solar activity. Just like real clouds. Coincidence? Without AI, we wouldn't be able to keep the billions of people alive that depended on it, and we'd devolve into a post-apocalyptic wasteland. The only upside, there's no drones left to fly around and blow it up. Whether or not you know it, there's a race happening right now between the US and China. Not involving athletes, but mathletes. I'm talking about nerds. Beautiful minds in both countries churning with incredible speed to be the first to develop an AI capable of controlling the other. It's an arm race to build the thing that controls the arms. In that way, I guess you could say we're in the first brain race, and I'm adding it to my growing list of ways World War III could be incited. Let's say we get very close to building the kind of infrastructure required for artificial superintelligence, say like this trillion cluster, and the Chinese government is aware of it. The risk of that achievement would likely be too high in China's calculations, so they make the same decision we would in their shoes, and that is to blow it up with a heat-seeking AI alignment is a hugely important issue when it comes to advanced AI. So important that Ilya Sutskever, OpenAI's co-founder and chief scientist, was leading a team dedicated to furthering it. That is, until he and other members of OpenAI's board voted to fire the CEO, Sam Altman, late last year, and then he left the company under suspicious circumstances, which isn't at all concerning. A properly aligned AI is one that avoids unintended consequences in carrying out the tasks or objectives it's assigned. If misaligned, it pursues its objectives in f***ed up ways. For instance, an AI instructed to reduce pollution might determine getting rid of humans is the best way to do that. Or, one instructed to positively impact the public's perception of AI might decide the best way to do that is to find people painting AI in a negative light and blow them up with it. But implements of war and violence aren't the only way AI might end humanity. No, AI might end up destroying us with implements of love. Multiple countries are already paying people to have sex with each other to prevent their populations from collapsing. Sexlessness around the world is skyrocketing, and when the deed does happen, people are more likely to run into fertility issues than ever before, which may or may not have something to do with the fact that sperm counts have fallen by 50% in the last 40 years, which may or may not have something to do with the fact that there's plastic in your balls. And you know what would make this situation even worse? Sex robots. Hell, equip even a moderately sexy machine with ChatGPT 4o's Scarlett Johansson-like voice capability, and that should be enough to keep the 80 to 90% of men not getting any action on dating apps from ever going outside again. And I think this is how humanity might go gently into that dark night. Maybe the arms of mass destruction are ones that hold us with more sensitivity and understanding than any human ever did. Woo! Well, so many ways for AI to kill us, but it's probably all gonna be fine. So I want to know what your favorite way to go out by AI would be. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you the next time that I need to vent my anxiety. Oh, okay. I guess it really is over.